Today, we're talking about a watch collaboration that's making some serious waves. And trust me, it's got way more fizz than you might think.
So here's the headline. Seiko, the Japanese watch powerhouse, just dropped 2 official Pepsi watches. And yeah, on the surface, that sounds cool, a co-branded thing, right? But believe me, the real story here goes way, way deeper than just a logo.
Which, brings us to the big question. Why is everyone in the watch world freaking out about a watch with a soda logo? Well, the answer has everything to do with this long-running tradition, a fan tradition, that Seiko just completely flipped on its head.
Yeah, this is so much more than just slapping 2 logos on a product. People are calling this collab, and I love this. They're saying it has a serious ice-cool factor, and for a really good reason. Seiko just pulled off something that no other watch brand has ever done before. Okay, to really get why this is a big deal, we gotta rewind a bit. For decades, the nickname Pepsi has been a thing in the watch world. But here's the crazy part. It had absolutely nothing to do with Pepsi, the company. It was a totally unofficial nickname made up by the fans.
So, what even is a Pepsi bezel? Simple. It's that ring around the watch face. The bezel, when it has that super distinct red and blue color scheme. It's iconic, you'd recognize it anywhere. And funnily enough, it actually got its start with a different famous watch brand.
And this really gets to the core of watch culture. Enthusiasts love to give their watches nicknames. You've probably heard them. The Panda, the Hulk, the Batman. The Pepsi name, it originally started with the Rolex GMT Master. But over time, fans started calling any watch with that red and blue bezel a Pepsi, and then included a ton of popular Seiko models. And this is where Seiko played their genius move. See, Rolex is the brand most famously tied to the unofficial Pepsi name. But what did Seiko do? They just went ahead and made it official. They actually partnered with PepsiCo. That's right, sorry Rolex, but Seiko beat you to the punch. And if you want to know just how clever this is, think about another famous watch collab for a second. The Rolex with the Domino's pizza logo. Seriously, that was a thing. But those were just corporate gifts for managers. And a lot of collectors think they're, kind of lame. The Seiko and Pepsi thing? Totally different ballpark. This isn't some corporate freebie. This is a huge brand leaning in and embracing a nickname that its own fans created. That's got so much more impact. Okay, so what about the watches themselves? What do they actually look like? Well, Seiko didn't just drop one model, they actually gave us 2 really different limited editions. One for the folks who love a modern look, and one for those of us who prefer something a bit more vintage.
All right, first up, we've got the modern version. It's the SSK047. This one's built on their really popular GMT model. It's got this cool, sleek, black-coated case, and they use the modern Pepsi logo on it. Price tag on this one? About 540 euros.
And then there's the second watch, the SRPL99. This one is all about that retro vibe. It's a bit smaller, it's got a classic stainless steel case, a really nice silvery white dial, and, get this, they used a vintage Pepsi logo from the 90s. This one's a little easier on the wallet too, coming in at 380 euros.
So you can see these 2 are really designed for totally different people. The modern one, the SSK047, it's bigger, it's got that GMT movement so you can track another time zone, super useful if you travel. The vintage SRPL99, on the other hand, is smaller and has that classic day-date window. And Seiko really went all in, tailoring everything from the logos to the straps to fit each style. It's just a really, really well-thought-out release.
All right, so let's zoom out and put a bow on this. What's the big takeaway here from Seiko's incredibly smart move? What makes this collaboration actually work when so many others just fall flat?
Okay, so here's the magic formula. First and foremost, Seiko embraced a nickname that came straight from the fans. That's a massive show of respect. It immediately turns this from a simple cash grab into a really clever, culturally aware move. Of course, it helps that they're limited, only 7,000 of each, so the collector appeal is through the roof. And the cherry on top? The packaging. They don't come in a normal watch box. No, they come in a special container that looks just like a Pepsi can. How fun is that? It's clever, it's different, and it is just undeniably cool.
And all this leaves us with one really fascinating question to chew on, right? Seiko just set a huge precedent here. They made a fan-made nickname official. So it really makes you wonder, what's next? What other fan-created trends or inside jokes are out there, just bubbling under the surface, waiting for a big brand to have the guts to embrace them?